papers, though?
No.
Yeah. Do you need that? I mean,
Yeah.
I'm asking you, like, no. I just want you to, like, what do you think? So it
Okay.
doesn't have to be, like, what you wrote down.
Answer.
Okay.
Right. So my first question is, do you both think this is art or is it not art?
I think it's art.
I think it's art.
You both think it's art. Tell me
Yeah.
why you think it's art.
I think it's art because we took a bunch of smaller things that probably would have been trash and we transformed it into something that's pretty and made something to us.
Okay.
You can make. Oh god. You make art for like a lot of different reasons, and so like, maybe it's not like very personal, but like, it incorporates like our thoughts and feelings,
Okay.
so it matters.
So it matters, so it's art.
Yeah.
Do you think Marcel Duchamp's fountain is art, the urinal that he signed?
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell me why.
I think it's art because I guess what they did is he took something and changed it to mean something to him. So I guess that's technically art.
How did he change it?
He just put his name on it and flipped it around so it didn't look like a urinal. It looked more like a bath.
Okay.
It was like the thought behind it that matters.
The thought behind it that matters. What was he saying with that piece?
That art can be anything and a kind of like frick you to the people who are like art can only be like beautiful paintings and intricate sculptures and all of that.
Okay. So do you think that art is based off of skill?
No.
No.
I think art can be anything.
It could be anything. So it doesn't have to be based off skill. So he was saying, like, that's what he was saying to those people.
Right.
But what's the one thing, like, as long as it has some sort of meaning? Is that what I'm hearing from you guys?
I don't even like. It doesn't have to be like even like a personal thing. Like we just made
Yeah.
this mostly for fun.
Right.
And I like with the fountain thing. I think he's just trying to say like it doesn't have to be anything. Like
Yeah.
you can you have free reign to do whatever you want.
I'm the artist. I say what's art. This is
Yeah.
art. Okay. Let's talk a little bit about what's behind this. Does this have a meaning or is it just aesthetically interesting?
I don't know. It's mostly just like for fun because it looks nice. But like I don't know. While I was doing it, like we couldn't talk, and I don't know. I think it's cool because like it doesn't look like you see that. Like I don't know. It's just interesting.
Uh-huh. Does it have a meaning to you, Darby?
Well, kinda. Not super really. Like, I guess I could make a meaning. Like, we called it Love Comes in All Forms, which I guess, because it started with just like plastic flowers, but then we put all this cute stuff on it and made it interesting. So I guess that just shows that, like, it doesn't always just have to be, love doesn't always have to just be romantic, it could be anything.
Ah, okay. Tell me about how it was to work together. So you didn't necessarily know that you were choosing each other to work with. Maybe you had an idea based on where the pile was. But then, so talk to me a little bit about what it was like to work together and what it was like when you could not talk to each other and when you could talk to each other. How did that make a difference?
When we couldn't talk to each other, it was weird because we couldn't really communicate where we were going. So what we did is we just started working on our own things. Like, I started working on this card, Catherine was working on the bouquet. But after we could start talking, we talked about more of what we could add to it, the final result should be, like just throwing ideas off of each other. But we couldn't really, the most we really did when we couldn't talk to each other was just like ask for things with gestures.
Okay.
I liked not talking because like we didn't plan it out as much,
Uh-huh.
and like we couldn't really talk about it. So I just like gestured towards something, and then I'd just like put it on.
Right.
And it wasn't really like planned at all. It was like I'm just doing this,
Uh-huh.
and I don't know. I don't really get to do that very often.
Right.
So I think it was interesting.
Without having to pre-plan everything.
Yeah.
Do you think it would have come out differently if you could talk from the get-go?
No, I don't think so because I think we would have just gone the same way. It just would have. It would have probably come together a little bit differently because then we could actually plan things and it would be more of like one entity.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it would be as like fun or crazy as it is because like I don't know, we didn't expect any of it to happen, but if we planned it out and like we're gonna use like this materials for this,
Right.
like it wouldn't be as like free form, I guess.
Uh-huh. Okay. So do you think it would have been better or worse if you could plan it out? You said not as much fun, but do you think the final product, would you be happier with it if you could have planned out and talked to each other about what you're making, or are you happier because you couldn't?
I'm happier because we couldn't because it more came out of something that we did together and it was something that we actually enjoyed. I think if we planned it, it wouldn't be as cute.
Uh-huh.
I don't think it's like necessarily a bad thing if we planned it, but I just enjoy it more because we don't get to do it that often and it's different.
Yeah. Sometimes it's fun just to make stuff and not have to think about, like, yeah, I agree. Anything else you want to add?
No.
Sweet. Thanks, guys. You can